What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of What's in Your Earbuds, a music podcast where music meets movement. Every beat tells a story. In each episode, we dive deep into the sounds that fuel our athletes on this amazing community network. Let's get a little housekeeping out of the way before being Derek Sprau on today. The Everyday Athlete Podcast Network has something for everybody. We have 8 other great shows. We have literally something for everybody. We have Food Fight Friday. We have Enduring Minds with Evan Birch and Jason Bahumandi. We have Melon MVP, hosted by Angela Howell. If you're digging what we do us a huge favor: share, like, rate, subscribe, review, tell everybody. We cannot do this without your support, and we always appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's bring my friend Derek forward for this great chat. What's up, Derek?
Hey, Joe, how's it going?
Hey, I'm trying. We're like 17 episodes into this, and I still don't think I've got an intro. So I was going to try an intro today, but one of these days we'll figure it out.
No
But
worries.
man, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've been talking for a while. It's kind of cool. We found out last week we were literally born in the same hospital. We're from like the same native soil. How wild is that?
Small world. The older you get, the smaller it gets.
Right. And like I like to joke, it's like if someone talks to me for more than 5 minutes about music, we're obviously friends, and I have to have them on my podcast. So, and it's been cool getting to know you just outside of music. But I don't want to take the words away from you. I was going to give you some time and space on the podcast. Just introduce yourself to anybody that might be listening, and since you're new to the platform, I'd like to give you some time to do so. So
appreciate it, man. Yeah, my name's Derek Sprau, and I'm running has kind of been a part of my life for a long time, and I've had spells where I've gone in and out of it. Most recently, here in the last year, I've gotten really back into it and found my way into the ultra and trail scene, which I love everything about it. As you well know, it's just a fantastic community of people from all walks of life that just accept you, and everybody's out for their own goals, and everybody's supporting each other. So it's a great thing to be a part of. Training currently for my first race in the ultra distance, which is a 50 miler across the northern thumb of Michigan called Thumb to Coast 50. The race is only in its second year. And prior to that, I was, as we've spoken about, I was in event production for years and years, primarily in endurance running and triathlon. So helped for years run the crew that builds Finish Line of Chicago Marathon, and have worked everything from like ITU World Triathlons to everything in between and small 5Ks. So running's always kind of just been a big part of my life. Ran my first marathon in 2007, which was the Chicago Marathon, which was
nice.
Really brutally hot year that is still infamous to this day. So yeah, just loving getting back into it. And obviously music's a big part of running when you're out there for hours on
end. Yeah, absolutely. So cool, man. I just sent you the link to the playlist.
Yeah.
And I was wanting to give a quick update to everybody. We are at 15 hours and 3 minutes. Derek contributed about an hour of some really good stuff the last time we talked. Like I mentioned, every episode, we're trying to get to 24 hours by the Javelin 100. So we're getting really close. So we're going to have some fun challenges coming up. Hopefully we can pump up this playlist. But thank you, everybody, for adding your songs. So I'm hit or miss even on my own playlist sometimes, but it's cool when I'll disappear off of our playlist and like go down my own little rabbit holes and come back and realize that like 4 or 5 other people have added stuff, and it's just like whoa, and like it's really cool when it's something I've never heard of before. And that's like one thing that I love about this playlist, like challenges me to listen to stuff that I wouldn't otherwise listen to, and it's just been like a whole lot of fun doing. And it's cool getting music from like all over the globe. There's stuff I always go to this one example. It was like Greek pop music I never knew existed, and it turns out I have no idea what they're saying, but like this song is like an absolute banger. But
yeah, I've heard you guys have some past episodes talking about the track that's some throat singing, some Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still like a regular part of my like, especially if I'm running an ultra, like I always go back to it's called the Who, but
Mhm.
they do some really cool stuff outside. They do like a couple of Metallica covers and like it's wild. Ohm can explain it better, but yeah, yeah, it's really fun when I'll be listening to like kind of like a normal genre, and then that'll just like pop up in my playlist like just some like random Mongolian throat music, but
It's all right.
so
Sometimes
cool.
at the right moment, you know.
But yeah, man. So we talk a lot about music, and you got me intrigued because you got some pretty cool. You've got, I guess, for lack of a better word, a pretty eclectic taste in music, and I really enjoyed what. Man, thanks for throwing the Tom Morello stuff at me. I was like, I had no idea that he did any of that stuff. So,
Yeah,
uh,
his solo endeavor there with it was him and his little group. They were called the Night Watchmen. That they did some really cool stuff. It's definitely, if you know Tom Morello and are a Rage Against the Machine fan, it's definitely a little bit more down tempo from your typical Rage music, more acoustic, but it's fantastic. He's such a talented musician, and he's a local guy to my area here, the greater Chicagoland area. Grew up in Libertyville and stuff, so you definitely gravitate sometimes to musicians that are from your area. So
I think that's kind of cool when you find out like a band that you kind of put them like they're like a lane, right? Like Rage Against the Machine is like in a lane, and then you kind of find out that how individualistic some of their like guitarists are when they like break off and do their own thing. It's like you almost didn't know they had like those like other facets to like what they do. Like for instance, like the Tom Morello thing, or I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but that was pretty cool. And random question about Rage Against the Machine. Do you think Rage Against the Machine could be Rage Against the Machine without Tom Morello? Like that's like a signature sound to me. Like
yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
yeah,
he's one of those guitarists where he's like Les Claypool from Primus.
yeah,
When you hear him play, like that it's absolutely 100% him. So I don't
yeah.
know.
It's like yeah,
It's
Tom
hard.
Morello is like
I've seen bands this last summer. I saw Sublime, and it's just not
just not the
not
same.
the same. Yeah.
It's like seeing Dead and Company. I was just like, oh, I mean, it still has like the same feeling, but it's just like there's definitely like an energy missing without Jerry Garcia. But
Yeah, that's another great example of that for sure.
well, hey Derek, like I said, I want to try some icebreaker question. I never got to do that
Yeah.
before, really, on this thing. So here we go. I've got 5 of them for you.
All right.
They're pretty random. I'm gonna shout out Chat GPT for letting me come up with this. So it's not a completely original idea. So my first question is, if your life were a movie, what song would you play during the opening credits? That's a tough one. I was trying to think of that myself. I was like, I don't know.
Probably, I have to say, probably "Get It Together" by the Beastie Boys.
Ooh, and these are gonna go on the playlist too, by the way.
Beastie Boys are my all-time, hands down, my all-time favorite band. Favorite group.
Okay, man, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I I mean they're up there from I love Paul Revere. I
Well,
could listen.
as you pointed out, I have an eclectic taste. One of the things I love
Oh yeah.
about the BC Boys is that their library of music covers almost every single genre out there. I mean, they've got songs that are everything from jazz to techno or their super old school punk stuff. Their old, I don't know if you know their old album, Some Old Bullshit. Can I say bullshit on here? Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
they that's like their really old punk stuff. I mean, they cover every genre out there, so that's, I love listening to
Nice. Yeah, I agree. Solid choice, man. Man, I don't know what mine would be. Oh goodness, I might have to come back to that. I should probably be ready to answer these questions myself, but I wasn't. That's a
what
tough
was your
question.
song you were singing on repeat there on your flight to Rhode Island? Is that it?
I sang. Yeah, it would be Uptown Girl then.
Yeah,
I
there you
sang up. Poor Doug had to listen to me sing that like just a one little clip of Uptown Girl for like almost the entire time.
Hey man,
He's
whatever gets
he's a. I think he liked it, but I don't know. He might say different. He'll like in a couple weeks when he listens to this episode, I'm sure he'll get a text like, "I did not like that."
that's one of those things that maybe drives you nuts a little bit, but a year down the road, you hear it, takes you back to that moment, to the memory.
All right. I only have 4 questions. I said 5. So the second question is this one's going to be really, really tough because I don't think I can answer this either. If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, which song would it be?
Oh my god,
Oh man, I don't think I could. I could put a pin in that one.
one song for the rest of my life, man. That's like I think I could pick an album,
An
but I
album.
don't know about a song. A song would be brutal.
Let's go album.
Especially because man, you know the problem is you pick a song you really like, and then after like 5 days, you hate that song.
So have you listened to the episode where we basically challenged or talked Jason into listening to Dance Monkey for 6 hours straight or
No,
4 hours? Yeah, yeah. Uh, I'm
but I
sure he probably hates that song by now. So let's go with album. That's fair. I'll do album.
if favorite album is, I would probably go Paul's Boutique
Oh, okay, yeah,
by the
that's a
Beastie
solid one.
Boys.
I can do an album. So, do you know? Well, you probably do. Like Led Zeppelin did this like double disc BBC session.
Yes, yes,
I could do
fantastic.
the second. The second disc ends with "Thank You."
Yeah,
I could listen to that album on repeat for the rest of my life
yeah, that's a
because
pretty solid album.
they do some like blue. They do like a really bluesy cover of like Black Dog and like the Lemon
Yes,
song. Yeah,
yeah.
damn. I'm like it
That
was
version
just
of
so.
Black Dog is phenomenal.
Yeah, I could. So that would be mine if I had to pick one.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
even album is tough. I mean, somebody like me that'd be so hard because I mean, like I you can almost tell what kind of mood I'm in by what I'm listening to, because I might listen to one genre for a couple days when I'm feeling one way, and then the next day it's something completely. I mean, it could go from gangster rap to Soweto choir music, South African Soweto choir music.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. It's like if I'm feeling like kind of blue or something, I'll go through like a weird like I'll listen to just Eddie Vedder solo albums. I don't know why, but it's just like it kind of captures that mood or if I'm just like I'll listen to like Deftones or something. Like if I just need to like yeah, I'll go across the board. I'll listen to like 3 6 Mafia or all the way to like classical music when I'm cycling or something.
Yeah.
I by the looks of the stuff you sent me, are both of our Spotify's are probably super confused.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely am all over the place, no doubt about that.
What hip hop did you say you would like? What would you lean to if you were gonna be in like a hip hop nerd?
Man, I get like even with so I get so weird with my music that it's even would come down to like subgenres. So like I mean for with hip hop, it could be like I listen to a lot of like UK based hip hop that I really
Okay.
like. There's a really good like underground hip hop movement in the Pacific Northwest, like a lot of groups from like Oregon, Seattle, like that area. I even listen to like some like man, there's yeah, I don't know everything. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Hip hop groups are things like I don't know how many of these you've heard, but like some of the UK stuff are Brain Tax, Jest, Dizzy Rascal.
Oh.
Uh, Dizzy Rascal is a little wilder. He falls more into like what they call like garage music, which is kind of a faster pace. Um, like smaller US stuff. I mean, there's a guy called Watsky. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
No.
He's not
And
bad. Another guy called Classified, who's actually Canadian. He's like from the Maritimes region in the middle of nowhere, but his hip hop actually really slams. Uh, and then like Midwestern guys like Aesop Rock,
oh
Atmosphere,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brother Ali. I don't know if you know like any of those guys. Um, some of the West Pacific Northwest stuff I was talking about. Like there's a couple groups out there like the Nomads and the Pacifics that are really good.
Okay.
Another group out there, the Himalayan Project. Um,
Cool.
One you totally should check out because I'm sure you like the Black Keys. Do
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you know their album that they did called Black Rock?
Yeah. Okay.
It's Blakroc, and that was the Black Keys did that album in collaboration with like a bunch of hip hop groups. So it's all Black Keys playing live music, so no synthesized music, and then
Ooh.
various hip hop groups rapping over it. That's an amazing album. I could listen to that anytime. So
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some of this on the list because that's a lot of new stuff for me. That's
yeah,
cool.
and then a lot of like big stuff that everybody listens to. I'll listen to some pretty like down and dirty hip hop. I mean, like I like Kevin Gates. I don't know if you know who he is. Some of his stuff is pretty raw and whatever. Um, and I love Mac Miller, phenomenal musician, and like I said, the Beastie Boys, Common. Um, I'm born in 1980, so I love a lot of the like 90s stuff. Cypress Hill and
Oh yeah, yeah.
the Far Side, and all those guys and stuff. Another good Chicago guys is Crucial Conflict. I don't know if you know
Oh
them.
yeah. I've actually
They're
heard of them. Yeah.
phenomenal. So yeah,
Cool.
all
Man.
that stuff.
My hip hop is so simple. It's like I just like love Wu Tang, and then like I don't know, like a couple weeks ago, I randomly just listened. Like remember like all the Cash Money Millionaire stuff that came out? It was like such a big deal. It was
Yeah,
like the most. It was like the most basic music, but I was just like, man, this is hitting me a little bit different in my in this day and age. But I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah.
Cool,
My
man.
my my hip hop is genres are all over the place. My youngest brother, I come from 5 siblings. My youngest brother is like very into music and actually used to like DJ and produce hip hop beats and stuff like that when he was younger. Um, and so he pushes me into a lot of stuff in that realm of music that I might not otherwise find, but usually end up loving. So
Like like New Orleans jazz hip hop. I can't remember what it was that you sent me the other day. I was like, wow, it sounds like it reminded me of like NOLA like funeral jazz, like you see like marching on the street. I was like, this is really cool. But
yeah, that was the Hypnotic Brass Ensemble.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
I was getting into that.
yeah. Those guys are funny. Those guys are crazy too. If you look at like one of their album covers, they look and dress like a hip hop group, but they're all like playing a brass ensemble. So
Cool.
yeah, yeah, and like I mean that's a perfect example of how I jump like all over the place. And I told you when we were talking the other day, like a lot of times on my long runs lately, I've been listening to like these really weird melodic Burning Man playlists that are like, you know, weird desert house music that's like, you know, you know, taking you on a musical LSD trip or something. But actually really cool. That gets me totally zoned out on long runs. I've been liking that. So.
Nice. I've been still digging like OAR for my long runs. I don't know, like, well, it's because it's been like shitty outside. Like it's shitty where you live too.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's been a little bit nicer lately, but it's like I always
Usually
like to listen.
depends on the day. When this time of year, Midwest. One day it's 70, the next day it's 20 degrees and snowing. So.
Yeah, I literally went from like 70 to 19 like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, I have another really random question for you.
All right.
If you could have any musician or band perform at your birthday party, who would you choose? Oh man, it could be living or dead. Let me put that out there.
Man, that's real tough.
Jason says Alicia Keys. Okay, yeah, man, she was like
That's tough
really.
because like I mean there's more modern like it'd be awesome to meet the Beastie Boys. But like there's some like like there's some big old like famous blues musicians and stuff that like, man, I would just, or like somebody like Hank Williams or Johnny Cash. I mean, God,
God,
it'd be hard
yeah.
to be hard to pass up the opportunity to have somebody like that play live in front of you. I saw Aretha Franklin once, and it's like, it's just,
Oh, how was
you know,
that? I mean, it had to have been. That's probably a silly question because it had to have been amazing. But
that was amazing. It was kind of extra special because it was like at a very small outdoor venue, so
ooh,
it was kind of more intimate and unique. But like Muddy Waters or Otis Rush or
oh,
someone, like it'd be that's a tough one. That
yeah. I was thinking about that too. Like, man, who would I do? Hmm. God, I hate to go Led Zeppelin. It's like Led Zeppelin's not like my favorite band, but it's just like one that I probably respect the most. Maybe I don't know. That's a tough one.
and they'd rock the hell out of a party.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I'm gonna say Led Zeppelin for mine.
Yeah.
If,
I will say, on terms of like, we were just picking a band for a party, out of every band I've seen live in my entire life, which the number's pretty high, the band that I still tell people to date puts on like the best live show and just rocks the place more than anyone is Aerosmith.
really, okay.
Yeah,
I've never seen Aerosmith.
they put on one of the best. Them and Rage put on probably the some of the best live music I've ever seen.
That made
Terms
me
of
think of,
performance and getting everybody
yeah.
up.
Like the best live performance I ever saw, which really caught me by surprise because I like didn't really want to go to the concert, was I can't remember. It was like it was like a festival,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bloodhound Gang was there,
Oh my gosh.
and yeah, so I was like, yeah, I know like two of the radio songs or whatever. Like this would be okay,
Yeah.
and they blew like the freaking lid off this place, and I was just like, what? Like the Bloodhound Gang is this good? Like, I mean, not all of the music is like funny. It's like some of it is like really, really good. And like the other one that I think of is I saw the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones,
Oh,
and
nice.
damn, they were good. I was just like, wow, like because
Punk Live
nobody,
is amazing.
yeah, like nobody knew any of their songs other than like whatever their one hit wonder was. But I was like, damn, they were just phenomenal, and
Yeah.
I like totally underestimated how they were going to be live.
I've always said to people, I will hands down go see anyone live for that exact reason, because they can just surprise you.
Yeah, 'cause I think I'm in the
There's
same
no
boat
group
now.
where I'd be like, nah, I'm not gonna go to that show. I'd go see anyone.
Yeah, same here. It changed my perspective on things. It was like, all right, I guess maybe I should be more perceptive to live music, but because it just like caught me off guard.
Yeah. Well, nowadays it's tough because live music is, when I was younger, you could go to a punk show in the city for $9. That doesn't happen much anymore.
Yeah, yeah, those days are over here. Like even here local, there's like a couple of clubs close, and I think those days are gone. Now it's all Ticketmaster and StubHub and whatever else, whatever else they do the scalp tickets to Pumpkins was coming through last year, and their tickets for like their basic seat tickets, like yard seats, were like $300. It's like, what? Like that should never happen. But I was blown away.
There's another local Chicago guys, all those Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, Billy Corgan's from there.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more super random question. Okay, if aliens visited Earth, and this one's really fun. If aliens visited Earth and you had to play them one song to represent humanity, which song would you choose?
Yeah.
Goodness, yeah.
I suppose that depends on whether or not how I want to represent humanity, huh? I want to let the
Yeah.
aliens know what we're really doing. Man,
God, what would I do? Maybe just I don't
that's a,
know. Maybe just play him a Taylor Swift song, but like this, yeah, this
yeah,
represents
I
most
know. I
of
mean,
us.
something like that I wouldn't even listen to, but it would probably sum us up pretty well.
Yeah, that's a really rough one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or let's go. I'll open it up to an album, because we could like probably give them like a greatest hits. Let's just say that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on my take on them. When I meet them. I mean, if they seem nice, maybe I'd play them something cool and chill, and if they seem scary, I'd play them some Slayer or something. Get them, scare them
yeah,
out.
maybe if they seem cool, I'd be like, oh, these guys are rad. So then we could play them like the self-titled Rage album or something.
Yes.
Like then we would know like, hey, all right, these aliens seem pretty cool. But
Yeah. Yeah.
and so,
That's tough.
yeah, that's a tough one. So I don't know what I'd go with that one either. I should have been prepared to answer these myself, but I'm not. Like I said, we barely know what we're doing on this podcast,
I always enjoy listening to it.
and this is something that I've been kind of this has been like a recurring theme on this show is music that transports you to a different time or place. So there's like a song that you hear, like the Uptown Girl. Like I'll probably hear Uptown Girl now and always think of like me running into East Providence at 4 a.m. with Doug. What song do you have that like transport you somewhere else, like a different time, a different place? Like when you hear it, it takes you back, takes you somewhere. What song would that
Yeah.
be?
I mean, there's a lot of that. I mean, I can tell you, anytime I hear a Joe Cocker song, I think about my mom and being a kid. She
Oh
was
man,
Joe Cocker a lot. Uh,
just, dude, same. I think we talked about how much we both love "Feeling All Right" by Joe Cocker, right?
it's a great song.
Man, so I don't think I told you this. When I was like 11, my mom had like um, what are those called? Like VIP tickets. So I actually accompanied my mom to see one of the last Stevie Ray Vaughan concerts with Joe Cocker opening up.
Oh
I
wow.
don't I don't really remember it, but still same thing. It's like a Joe Cocker song will like take me back to like my childhood.
Oh, for
So
sure, 100%, 100%.
Jason's song for the aliens was burning down the house. That's phenomenal. That seems fitting right now too.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, it might be. That like I said, I mean, it depends on what you want to portray to the aliens.
well, cool, man. All right, so like we talked about in the green room, because I want to open this up for anybody listening, and I'm going to take this to Threads, Instagram too. Since baseball season's coming up, I want to know what your walk-on song would be. I want to know everybody's walk-on song would be. So, Derek, what would yours be?
Well, well, might have to go with your hometown boy there, Axl Rose.
Ooh,
Paradise City.
okay.
Paradise City
Paradise
is
City.
a pretty good walkout song.
Oh man, that would be a good one. Put
That
that on.
song's about Valparaiso.
Valparaiso?
Yeah,
Really? I
that's
did
where
not
Axl
know
Rose
that.
is from. The Paradise City is Valparaiso, Indiana. That's what that song's about.
It is a cool town actually. But
Yeah.
really good poke bowls. Like I go up there all the time because I Trailblazer running crews up there. So yeah, cool. I didn't know that. I mean, I have no excuse to not know that because he's from Lafayette, right? Axl Rose
Yeah.
is.
Or
Yeah,
yeah, Lafayette. Sorry, that's what Paradise City is.
that's
Lafayette,
where
not Valparaiso.
Lafayette.
My
Yeah,
bad.
okay.
I'm getting my Indiana cities confused.
Yeah, Valparaiso, Lafayette, like they all look the same, I guess. But yeah, so like Shannon Hoon's from Lafayette too, if I remember correctly, from Blind Melon.
Oh yeah, yeah. Another great band.
Well, cool. Let's see. Jason's is Empire State of Mind by Alicia Keys and Jay Z. That's a good one.
Nice.
We'll
That's
get
good
we'll
stuff.
get all these up on the list and um, update accordingly. So yeah, I'm gonna put that challenge out to everybody. What's your walk on song? I'll cue this up on Threads and Instagram, and maybe we'll get some good input on that. I can't wait to grow this playlist some more. It's getting really exciting. Like I said, I love hearing like about new songs, and you have certainly provided with a bunch of new stuff that I would never have fallen into. So
I'll
it's been
drop
really
another 4 hours on there for you.
yeah, man. Just load it up, dude. That's what we want. We all want stuff we never heard of because I love that. Like I want to discover new music. I get stuck on like a rut, like a music rut. So this is like a perfect way to get over that. But
Absolutely.
well, cool, Derek. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, and I certainly appreciate you coming on the show. I'll have
I
to get
appreciate
you.
you.
I'm gonna work on getting you on Beyond the Finish Line so we can actually get to know. We can get to know you better, and man, keep the songs coming. It's been really cool getting to know you and chatting with you, and we'll keep chatting after this. But thanks for coming on, man, and giving us your music selections. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Like I said, we can't do this without your support. So, like, share, add to the playlist. If I forget your song, please hit me up, DM me. You can add to the. I'll send you a link to the playlist. You can add them, or I'll add them. And we as always, we appreciate you all for listening and being a part of this amazing playlist and community. So I will see you next time on What's in Your Earbuds.